I'm Moderator, joined by Wingnut for an exciting match of this alliance tournament between Ride My Turtle and VYDRA. VYDRA has chosen not to bring, one or two bar guests like other teams have, but they've brought in all three of the pancakes, supported by a Basilisk Stork, Bifrost, Jackdaw, and a pair of Skybreakers to round out the tackle wing.
Yeah, meanwhile, Rabbitoh was like, you know what? I like the sound of pancake in the morning. Let's bring our own set of triple pancakes, as well as three Navy Ospreys for a lot of rapid light damage. Stork, double Kieran Griffin. This is so much pancake. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, kind of
Just
the
kind of
key
curious.
difference is that Ride My Turtle is choosing to go for more Navy Ospreys, wanting that additional projected range, and opting for Kieran's instead of, a Basilisk. And I can't help but feel like that Basilisk is going to get absolutely pounded, but initially the primary is going to be a Pandy in the Barguest. I mean, both these teams will be familiar with the composition at this level of play and know what
Griffin
is
pop.
best at primary. Speaking of things that are good to primary, the Griffin is absolutely been deleted, painted, and removed from the field. Wanting to get rid of Jams makes a lot of sense this early in the match.
Exactly as well. All these Bargas, by the way, are rapid heavy Bargas. So single Griffin with one jam cycle could really break the DPS of this comp. So that is honestly very important to kill. Also, they have a Hyena on grid as well, who's also doing God's work at the moment. Looks like they're going for the Navy Osprey rather than going for another Bargas. So going for the more guaranteed kill than going for the risk of the big boys.
Yeah, it's an interesting trade. I mean, both teams will have definitely mapped out what they think is the better call in the situation. Interesting that despite the prevalence of rapid heavy, that Carnival hasn't been primaried initially. Carnival doing work keeping up Scubather. We can see that Cable Uta, Loki, and Justice for Hungary are off of their clip. They're having to reload. Meanwhile, Gunsteel is still taking a good amount of damage and being kept up by his pair of Kierans.
Yep, and you can already kind of see like the call to go for the ships they can actually kill compared to going for the headshot has definitely paid off for VYDRA Relolded here at the moment. They honestly, I'm surprised the Bassie's still alive, but killing DPS is probably the way to go. But unfortunately, the DPS they're versing is pretty much all just centered in that battle in those battleships. So it's really hard for them to try and separate the core of DPS.
So what we're seeing these Bargus do, right, is when they get primaried, what they're doing is they're just burning away, right, and forcing, the missiles to expire. I mean, Bargus do have really good projection, but they don't. Rapid heavies don't have the same as cruises, and if you're able to pull range, and mitigate damage that way, it makes a lot of sense. It's often the case that the team that closes range in missile comps is at a disadvantage because of how that flight time calculation works. Speaking of calculated targeting, Bubba 12 in his Osprey Navy issue getting hit by those rapid heavies and will likely go down in a couple seconds.
Yeah, the Hyena of Toster to MZ is doing absolutely amazing work. He got in close, webbed up that Navy Osprey, put the paints on, and immediately the missiles came in. And you can see he's gone, and the Hyena has now left the building. Like, bravo, great parting. Stork follows up. This is, I think, at this point, it's just going to be a slaughter.
Yeah, if there was one word I would use to describe VYDRA, it would be surgical. They've just been picking apart the core of Ride My Turtle, knowing that the Navy Ospreys don't have any sort of resistance bonus, like, say, the more expensive Gila, and they're picking that apart. They get rid of the Griffin for jams. They kill the Stork so that the Lynx will expire. Once the Lynx are gone, the Kierans can be made short work of, and these Bargas are being, forced to close range. And I mean, three Bargas and one Kieran that won't be living is at such a disadvantage to three Bargas that has a Basilisk and a remaining support core.
Yeah, now I might be blind here, and I might have just missed it, but I believe that the Jackdaw of Jim Raynor has actually gone through and deleted effectively every drone that Rubber Turtle has launched, unless they've just never launched them, because I could have sworn I saw them earlier, but there's none left. So I think that Jackdaw and Bifrost have just been removing repair drones and light drones off the field. As here comes the Basilisk, they're finally going for the Bassie. It's a bit late. They might be able to break through with about 2,000 plus DPS.
Yeah, I mean, we see that the Basilisk, isn't being painted. You don't have anything left to web it. I mean, it will likely eventually go down. We can see that there's a cloud of rep drones chasing after it, and the Basilisk is doing exactly what he needs to, and is pulling range towards the edge of the arena, knowing that missile damage will eventually fall off as he runs to 105 kilometers on the arena boundary.
And you look at Pandy as well, and and the Skybreaker of Alex, like, okay, well, now I can get right next to you, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. They knew the moment that Bassi was being shot, that there was no reason to not charge in and hard tackle these guys, nuke them out. And as you can see, Cable Uta, gone in moments. The moment these guys committed to this. Again, surgical is
So
absolutely the right word.
what Carnival absolutely did, and you can kind of tell if you've got the tournament experience, when he ran away, he called, "Oh, the Bargast are closing in." And once they did that, Scubathor, Nick, and Noiser, and Pandy just pounced on Loki and Justice and started getting those newts, getting the webs, and are just pounding through them. It's very rare that you see two very equal setups like this just get completely shut out 100-0 like this. Normally, you trade a bit more. I mean, Cable Uta and his core, there's a lot of pilots there with tournament experience, but VYDRA is demonstrating why they've been a practice partner of Hydra, why they've been a tournament champion, and have the pedigree that they have. Excellently played, and I'm very excited to see what they continue to do in this upper bracket.
And honestly, I am very much surprised they had 3 Rapid Light Navy Ospreys and not a single frigate died. Like, if they killed the Hyena, this match could have very much flipped on that alone. Or even the Basilisk or any other ship. Like, this could honestly have gone the other way, but that initial blow of trying to headshot a Bargus with only Rapid Heavies and Rapid Lights against the Basilisk, that was a big ball play, but I don't think it was going to work. Like, ever.
Yeah, and I mean, these teams will have absolutely had, people math out exactly, how much damage can I take, heated as you're running that tank. Will I break? Will I not break? The Basilisk and the Bargus will know that and will be communicating that. And it seems like they just knew that they could hold it out and that it was better for them to go for the support of the Navy Ospreys. And it's paying off for them in spades as Justice for Hungary is entering Hull.
Yep, and once he is gone, which is not very long, there we go. 100-0, technically 100-1 for VYDRA. Absolute domination of Ride My Tail, who'll be going to the losers bracket. Congrats to VYDRA, and we'll be going back to the studio to see what they think.